Welcome to Tennis Spin, where today Harry and I are putting our tubing onto your old racket.
Stay tuned. Hey, Coach Chris.
Hey,
You string tennis rackets?
that's right.
We'll make a little extra cash.
Sure.
You know, with Direct Tennis, you can be the official stringer of your own neighborhood. You can set the distance, you can set the meeting place, and you can set the timing.
So I can string on a street corner?
You can set your own place. It's all at Direct Tennis, where they put players with stringers and stringers with players. Check them out at directtennis.online. Link is below. All right, Coach Rob and I are going to do something that we might do once a year, maybe twice a year.
If that.
If that. It's a rare thing now that racket grommets and grommet systems are made, I want to say, softer and a little bit more durable. But when somebody brings in an older racket like this particular, is this a sledgehammer?
This is the Wilson. This is the
Hyper
Hammer Super Oversize 2.0. I believe that's right.
Yes, correct.
You see that somewhere?
So it's like 120 something square inches this sucker is.
Big.
And it looks like the string broke prematurely here because of maybe a grommet.
A failed grommet.
Yeah.
It wasn't sticking out far enough,
Yep.
and so the string was kind of catching the side of the frame.
Right, and it broke. Looks like it broke there, or it mishit and it forced the string into the side of the frame, in which it broke the string. But either way, you see all these grommets that are here, they're sticking out and they're protecting the string. This particular one that I have my awl in, like snapped off. It was halfway there, therefore the string could actually touch the graphite. I have my awl in here just to stretch it. I feel like I don't think I can stretch it enough. Now, what I'm gonna do is, you found me a grinder awl. So this looks like a normal awl, but it's like a file or sandpaper even. It has like filing aspects of it. I'm gonna shove it in and I'm gonna grind down that grommet. Or actually just rip it right off, because there has to be a way for me to get the tubing into that hole to protect the string. So I shoved it into the grommet that's needs to be either widened or taken out, and I'm going to turn it. I don't know if you hear it, but I'm grinding the grommet, right? And now it's done. So I grinded it out. Okay, I usually don't like to do this. I'd rather widen it, but I can't widen it enough to fit a tube in there. So we're going to cut the rest of the strings out, and when we get to this part, we're going to show you what to do to protect the strings. All right?
What way do you go about cutting out strings? I remember we kind of did like a start in the middle and kind of go north-south and kind of just go around in a circle and loosen them that way.
Since you have this good one,
yes.
We just... And then,
okay. And then the other way?
But if you only have this, right? You go...
Start in the middle.
Wow. Still got tension. And that. And then proceed to go that, and that, and that, and that. This could take 10 years. But since you have this one, which is one of my favorites, we just go...
I think you got that for me.
Oh, you go T, right? We just go T. Like so. Fast as you can, just so you can get tension off. So we're going to remove the strings, and then we're going to string it. And when we get to the points that need tubing, we're going to show you what we do. All right, so we're at the first moment of truth, and Coach Rob pointed out this particular one right here, as you can see with me sticking the awl in, that we have half of a grommet left, and it's the half that's not touching the frame itself. So the strings are going to come in this way, and it's going to touch the frame here. What I'm going to do is stick this awl in a little deeper and just stretch it out a bit and see if I can actually get in the tubing. So I'm just stretching it out a bit. So make sure that there's not a whole lot of fight. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of fight, but the more fight there is, the harder it's going to be to actually let it open up, because you're forcing that plastic to stretch at this point into the graphite. And I mean, worst case scenario, I snap off this grommet and then just use the tubing in its place. But ideally, I want the tubing and the grommet together, which is almost never the case. So let's see, I stretched it out now. And let's see, and I've sharpened this up a little bit just to see what would happen. Can I get it in? Ew, I can't get it in. It's too thick, this one. All right, so plan B. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sharp side and run it into the string, where it's essentially going to be the sharp side stabbing into there, okay? Okay, coach, you can take that from me. I'm going to, as you can see, there's a sharp side right there. That sharp side is going into that grommet, and it's going to protect the side that the racket is touching the string. So we're gonna make sure it's there. Perfect. So there, you see, it's kind of shoved in. But as I pull this string though, that's going to want to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Coach Rob.
You want me to hold that or pull the string?
I'm going to have you hold this just like this.
Okay.
Okay. Two hands.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, here goes. So you can do this too. I'm going to move it over to the... Really? Ready? Hold it tight.
Yep.
Okay. Did it work?
I hope.
Okay. Good. Good. Looks like it's good. Protecting the string against the graphite. Okay.
Looks good.
Looks good. All right, we're going to proceed.
We'll be back when we get to the next troubled spot.
Yeah. All right, so we're at the grommet hole that the string broke on. As you see, the grommet's no longer in there, but you see that the hole itself that was holding the grommet is kind of big. So Coach Rob was mentioning that there could have been a lot of wear there just from your student
maybe the string,
too much.
Right.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, since we took out the grommet, is I'm going to take the tubing and I'm going to stick it in just like that from the other side. I'm going to hold it right there, because what I'm going to have to do is also protect the string from the back side. So I'm going to let you... So I'm going to have to protect it from the back side, because if I just tube it like this, the string's probably going to stick out up here because this tubing is going to lift it. So I'm going to actually have enough tubing to come like that, and then guide the string into that grommet over there. Okay, so I'm going to measure like this. I'm going to stick my finger where I need it to, which is right there. Oh, that's pretty thick. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut enough grommet, or excuse me, tubing right there. Thank you. Is I'm going to hold it, because what's going to happen is when I pull this, it's going to want to pull the whole thing. So I'm going to just make sure I have enough there
I'm going to hold
to
it with
protect
clippers.
it. No, I'm gonna hold it right there. I'm gonna hold it in my hand, and then there. Okay. And then we're gonna clamp it right there. I'm not gonna clamp it on the tube though, okay guys? And I'm gonna hold it here while I release. Okay. Now, let's see if, I know what Coach Rob's talking about now, but it's not gonna be, I try not to.
Yes.
I try not to.
Good.
But
I try not to as well.
if I have to, like on a Prestige, I will do it on a Prestige.
That's where I've had to run into do. Okay, that's where I've run into having to do that.
You can be there for hours on a Prestige.
Okay.
Okay.
That seems to be the one that I'm thinking of that I've had to do.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I have freedom here. Go ahead and pull that for me, Coach. Okay. I'm gonna move this. But I'm gonna hold it. Pull. Good, good. I just want to make sure it's all protected and give you a little bit more here. Okay, loose for a sec. Okay. Perfect. Pull. Okay, so I'm gonna run this back around. I would skip ahead right now, but because this is kind of a fragile state, I want to just, before I have to, I'm trying not to back anything out. So that this is sticking out, I can feel it, as long as the string's not sticking out on the end.
Right.
Is it sticking out?
A hair, but
The string?
no, not the string, just the.
No, the grommet's okay.
Yeah.
The tubing,
the
is
tubing
fine.
is what's sticking out.
Yeah, which is fine. So let me double check it. And that's exactly what we want, okay? Because even if you scrub here, it's protecting the string. All right, so we're gonna finish it off and then end it with you. All right, so we just finished stringing. I'm gonna do my snipping. And I'm gonna do my snipping over here to finish it up.
Now, back in the day, we used to leave a little bit. I don't know how much you like to leave, but we always used to leave a little bit out just in case it came loose and we could then pull it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a lot more times people are cutting them really low.
I think with the newer knots, like the double hitch, if you're pulling one and you actually pull the second one will already lock in. With the extra slack, if that first half hitch were to slip, the second half hitch would hopefully catch with that extra slack. But I feel like if you yank both, or with a pro knot or a Parnell knot, those are already self-locking. So I've seen stringers that literally leave nothing, like zero.
Which makes it hard when you're taking the string out, because you can't get a hold of anything when you're cutting it out, to then, when you push all the string out to the side to try to get a hold of something to get it out. You always end up seeming to have to grab something in.
You have to. Or sometimes when it's like kind of sucked in there a little bit,
right,
you just take the knot and you just cut the knot,
right,
and get it off.
Right.
But the knot is important, but also protecting the string is important. As we did first with up here. I'm gonna have you bring it in. Go ahead and try to move this a little bit. I think the string tension and how hard I shoved it in there will probably not let it slip
I don't
out.
think that's going anywhere.
That's not going anywhere. And then the other one is this one over here. We're protecting that string, and then we're also protecting the string out here, as you can see. Let's get it off the machine now.
Voila.
Okay.
So super oversized. Ready for more action.
Yeah, looking at the big hole here. Yeah, it's
So if anybody wondered, we strung it with NXT power at 45 pounds.
Yeah, even if you're looking
16 gauge.
Looking at it this way, you don't even notice that there's actually a thing there.
Right.
Only if you look at it like this does it bulge out a little bit there.
All right. It almost looks just like a thicker string.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
awesome. Thank you, Harry.
Yeah, your lady should
my
be
mom's
happy.
friend will be ecstatic that she can continue playing with her Wilson super oversized Hyper Hammer 2.0.
Wow. So So Coach Rob was the one that came with me with how about a tubing video?
Yeah.
And I'm like, do people do that anymore?
And then I was like, I hope so, because I'm hoping you have some tubing, because I can't find mine.
Yeah, so that was a brand new thing that I found in my my stash, my shoebox, and I hadn't used tubing in probably a year. But I do use it in certain circumstances like this one. When the grommet's no longer made and the only way to keep the string from breaking is protecting the string with this tubing. All right, so this is Norm Abrams from This Old House.
Definitely This Old Racket.
All right, so Coach Rob and I are doing This Old Racket and saving this old racket and preserving it, just like this old house. All right, Coach Rob?
Thanks so much, Harry. Now it's my turn to thank you.
Oh.
I know you thank me every time, but I'm thanking you.
Oh, yeah.
So appreciate that you still had the tubing. You could find the tubing, and we could make the tubing work.
Yeah, so I just showed you how to do this, okay? So whenever you need it, just revert back to those parts, whether it's at the top or whether it's on the side. It's kind of the same way, okay? There's one more way that I didn't show you, but I don't think we need to do that.
On this round of tubing.
Yeah, on this round. There is one more way in which you kind of, and I'll talk about it. You cut the tubing into like this, and you go one grommet in and one grommet in like this. So you have to destroy two grommets and have it kind of go like this, so you're protecting the whole thing. If you want me to do something like that, let me know. It's pretty much doing the one on the side, but destroying two grommets at the same time to have tubing all the way around. All right, guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.